Hi, welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, How to Play When You've Never Played Before. And I fast forward to the end of winter. On February 23rd, winter ends and it will all be lush green. We are at 1700 people at the moment, which consists of 50% children and 50% workers. So it's like 850 workers around-ish. 900. How did we go through winter? Well, we can kind of have our temperature, and here we see the water tanks, and you can see that the further away the colder it gets. But what is important is your interior, and it's all 24 degrees. During winter, I sometimes saw this declining a little bit and a little bit up. So the more we create, I think the more people we need to have working in the heating plant. But there's room. There are only 10 people working here. And there is another issue I saw, and that's we have unemployment, 2%. So, but we only have 30. There are lots of place to work. So why? And what I do to investigate, usually I go to the apartments themselves, and there will usually be something here. There's no food, or it's too cold, or in this case there's no kindergarten, so workers can't work. They need to stay home. Now look at the kindergarten. Yeah, it is pretty full. So we need to build another kindergarten. So let's do this right away. Children, oh, I'm not still on. So, kindergarten. And I wanted to place it here. I already kind of thought. And you see it's getting end of winter. You see it's getting more green. Let's mirror you and kind of one. This is why I don't like to build a winter, because you hardly can see the grid. So, like so. Okay, and have so now we have addressed that. What are we going to do this episode? It's pretty packed, and so I'm a little bit of a hurry here and there, because what we're going to address is productivity, loyalty, crime, and justice. And where, as we did now, you know, build a kindergarten, workers will get there, and your problem is fixed in no time. We will see this decreasing. Are there people working there? No. Yes, but they will. They're the first person. So, that's different with loyalty and productivity. Productivity. What is our productivity? At the moment, it is very high, 109%. Also because we have citizens' reaction on very, very low instead of very harsh. Then you won't ever go above 100. Above 80 is a challenge. So our productivity now is 109%, also because of the easy reactions. And our loyalty. Let's do all. Our loyalty, well, it began at 60%, and now it's steadily declining to, I think, 50, or what this says is 49%, which already means we have a school and say, well, only people above 50 can work. So we need to adjust this a little bit here as well. 45 and orphanage as well. We have some people in the orphanage here. So why would you want a high loyalty? Well, a high loyalty and a high happiness increases productivity. If your happiness drops, your loyalty drops, and your productivity drops, what are the effects of that? I've had in my game sometimes the productivity dropped to 40 or 50% because there were some vehicles stuck and my supermarket didn't get any food, so people were becoming unhappy. They were waiting in line for the supermarket, couldn't get any culture, couldn't get any sports. They were getting ill, so they were waiting in line in the hospital, and there are lines here, and the people were the staff were overworked, the staff which productivity also dropped. So that kind of creates a snowball effect. When if your productivity drops too low, that's just end of story. You cannot recuperate from that because you cannot get enough people to work and to kind of up the productivity again, to provide the people with food because they're already too unhappy. So taking care of productivity is very important. So how do we do this? Well, this is kind of, you don't have one button to push and oh, your productivity is high. It's more like kneading like you knead dough to kind of move your way towards a good productivity and towards a good loyalty. And you kind of increase loyalty by placing a monument, placing a TV station, which can air propaganda, radio station which can air propaganda, which does nothing if you don't supply your people with electronics, which we have been doing from the get-go. In later game, your productivity also increases by providing personal cars. You can increase your productivity by simply saying this is the area. Well, I'm not allowing citizens which lower than 25 or 50% loyalty. And one very good thing is having teachers with high loyalty. The higher the loyalty of the teacher, the higher the loyalty of the children they teach. And the same goes for university professors as well as tutors for the orphanage. So I want to address the loyalty thing. Oh, there's also one other thing I'm forgetting. Currently we only know the loyalty nationwide. So if you're advanced and you have a couple of cities, you don't know how the loyalty in a specific city is, because we don't have a secret police, and a secret police is there to kind of listen in on your workers and to provide you with the loyalty information, which you will find here, and even on worker level. This is Demidov, and you can then see what his or her loyalty is. So, first I want to create a TV station and a radio station to address this with loyalty. Now, what's the issue with TV stations and radio stations? I'm going to tell you. You can find them on the residential areas, culture, television station and the radio station. Well, the issue is the television station is 400,000 rubles and the radio station is 350,000 rubles. When you start on the hardest setting, your initial capital will be 1 million rubles and 500,000 dollars. So what have we spent so far? 2.2 million. There's a possibility to get loans, but in the latest update that's also limited. So for me, I wanted to play this as vanilla as possible, but this is not realistic to build this in the beginning of your republic. So I would advise to have mods there. So, and what I would do in this case, I'm just going for the cheapest one, right? 165. So this one it is. Great. So where shall I put it? Maybe here? People can access that, right? Okay. First I want to extend the road a little bit. Zoom in. One. And then so, and the TV station where we can you. Or maybe first build a radio station, because what's this? 27, 9. I think that's the winner. This one. Okay. So I'm going to R for rotate, and kind of put you here. Something like this. Yes. Thank you. And then the TV station. Is this it? Yeah. So I want to mirror the building with T. Yeah, I think this is fine. A little bit further away, so maybe I can have footpath. Here still. So these are built. I need to create some footpath, like. Oh, you can come back so. And maybe add. Okay, great. So radio station has been built. I'm going to pause a little bit. So what can we do here? I'm still thinking of kind of, because of the we are only 1700 people and we still need to export steel, so I'm going to a third, I think, like I have 10 maximum. So, and here you can also say, well, only tutors with a government loyalty of 45%, 20, 30, 45% can work here. So the loyalty of the actors is the loyalty which gets broadcasted. And what I usually do, you can fiddle around with this. I'm usually mostly on propaganda because I want to increase the loyalty, and I go like 65, 35 or 70. Now my main goal is to increase loyalty. So I think this is alright. You can here also see the expected influence. Well, loyalty is going up. Great. And the rest is staying steady. So that's one. And this one will it's going to take a while. So, and now we want to have our police area. So for the police area, I'm going to need to enable crime and justice in order to activate that. I'm going to wait for this to finish, and then I'm going to activate crime and justice, and then I'll be back. See you later. Actually, no, I haven't activated yet, but I wanted to show you. If we look here, there's a lot which has already been enabled, like the seasons and the building fires and pollution and education simulation. We need crime and justice. We need complex traffic simulation, which isn't all that hard actually, to be honest. And we need water management, and in the end we have to increase the citizen reaction. So we're pretty far on the right track, I think. Well, for this we are going to enable crime and justice, and now see you at the other end for real. Alright, turns out there wasn't a restart necessary, but what we need to do, let's pause a bit, is the TV station is finished, and I don't want all these people working there. I'm also going to decrease it to a third of it and increase the government loyalty to 45%, and do the same here, like 70% subject. You can see the influence changing when I change this, so you can kind of fiddle with it. This is a 1% increase. If I have 100%, then your cultural enjoyment will decrease. Oh no, other way around, sorry. So this is kind of all neutral or happiness increasing, so great. This is what we want. So this needs to play out, but now crime and justice is activated. I'm going to where I can show you what that entails. Here we can find our crime and justice. What do we have? We have a... I'm going to disable mods because I don't. So we have a police station, a small and a big one. We have a courthouse, a small and a big one. We have the prison and we have the secret police. So what the police does, I think that makes sense. The police are going around in their vehicles, and once they catch a criminal, they will go to the courthouse, who will decide if it's a minor or a major crime and will decide the punishment. Once they're punished, they go to the prison. And the secret police is kind of the police that kind of finds out what loyalty per person is. So you have a lot more inside information on how you want to change things in your republic. So I want to, for this, I thought making this a police or a justice area behind this. So people living there can easily work there. Maybe a little bit further away so that we can add some more flats here. Because here we really can't add flats. And here this area I also want to stay open to be able to add flats. So I'm going to build the buildings and let's first add a police station like here. What are our places manageable? So yeah, this is great. Police station. Yeah, I'm going for a small courthouse or a big courthouse. So, big courthouse. So let's put a courthouse here because truth be told, and kind of like so. Truth be told, I'm finishing my sentence. The prison is huge. So I was kind of thinking putting this here, RR. And I'm one back like so. Alright. Excellent. Go and now I want to create a road here. Maybe one back. So here are still flats being able. So, and maybe we need a road here. So, no, don't. Yeah, it needs to be done. Being able to not have these nodes. So, and we also need a secret police, right? We can also add that one. No. Here. Secret police. Can I fit you in here? That one. I should have thought of this earlier, right? Yeah. Kind of do it like so. Don't know if this is ideal actually. Maybe I'm sorry. This. I should have thought of this. Or, yeah, I'm going to put a secret key here. So that's better, right? So now we need footpath. And we need road first. Add you and footpath. If I play by myself, I'm playing much nearer. But yeah, that takes time. So how are we going to do this? I feel like this. Go right. So connect you like so. So we can reach this, but I'm not quite convinced. I think I'm going to put this like so. I'm not very open area. I don't like very much. So what happens with prisoner if they're cold in the winter? That's already too cold. They die. So we need heating here. And that's going to be with a heat exchanger. Could we have a small one? No, I'm going for the big one. So this space can be very nicely filled with a heat exchanger. And something like so. A little bit to the side. Because we also need electricity. It's actually a nice area here. Yeah. I'm going to change something. So, and also we need a substation, a power substation. So, and so we need to remove this road. Sorry guys. And we need to... Oh, can does it have to be all asphalt, right? I don't like how this is so crooked. Well, so we can also kind of put this here. Remove this one. I like that. So, great. Now we need to connect the heating pipe. We're going under the ground again. Let's pause a bit. This is why it can get quite messy on the ground. Like so. And do we have power? I'm also going underground just because of speed actually. Do we have an extra? This is our last power possibility. Yeah? Okay. Great. So let's play. Let's press play. Now we have our police station. Wait a minute, I'm going to pause because we need police cars. So no police cars. So value. How about orange ones? 2, 3, 4, 5. Those go 80 kilometers per hour, and these roads are 80. So, oh no, 100. I don't know. So that's great. And the same we need for the secret police. Here we can set the government loyalty. Let's put it at 45% from the get-go. 45% and buy some. What is secret police? This one? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. See if that's enough. I also want to decrease the number of people because we don't have enough to say we have everything fully packed. So we're going for 10, and the same is going for the police. We're going to for 10. The court system. Temperature is too low because this. So we're going to have 10, 15, something like this. We still have a lot of sentences, and we need to decrease that. And I'm going to explain you later why. And the prison, we can also decrease that, like 30. Government loyalty 45. I have read or heard somewhere that the best is 1 warden per 2 prisoners. So let's press play, and the pipelines are being created, right? Yep. So great. We see the first secret police cars, and they are going to install monitoring correct equipment in this flat. So once we have they get their things to do, we can have more and more of what the loyalty is. And you should actually let this play out for a bit to see how much it increases. And I'm going to fast forward in a second and see in a few months what the results are. Well, here's an area of the crime and justice I do not fully get. But if this is the courthouse. If I leave the crimes as is, then I get these crime waves every 3-4 years. The police is over flooded with cases, and the court is over flooded, and cases are not being solved, and crime is increasing, and it is kind of a never-ending circle. For me, would like, if someone rapes someone in the supermarket, I want them to get the maximum punishment. But the game doesn't seem to like that, because it's too big of a crime. So for that, yeah, I'm usually do this like 2 years, and I'm not medium. No, say 1.5, and mine are like a year. And if I put the values like this, it goes smoothly, and I don't get these crime waves. I'm hoping they will tune this a little bit, so because I've been playing for hours with why this happens and doesn't happen, and I've been reading forums and Discord and stuff, and I cannot really figure it out. But once you have the crimes low, here we already have 2 minor crimes. So this means that do I see crime rate here? No, I don't see crime rate here. If we can see crime here, we have an overview. If you go to the economy tab, you can have an overview of what the crime rates are, but I think the crime rates are mostly per flat. Well, it's still low, but you can kind of see that this was in flat number 3. This dude, person, I don't know, committed a crime. So here from the justice, how do you say this? The courthouse, if people are convicted, they will go to prison. Once the prison is full with people, you can have them work at places. For that, you can buy. No, not here. You can buy at your road vehicles depot. You can buy vehicles, and you can buy a prison bus here. So let's go for the vanilla one. Like have 2. You want them to work at steel mill. Usually I have them work at a beer factory because that's fun. So we can say here load prisoners, and on the steel mill unload what I already Oh yeah, maybe yeah, we have that now at the... Oh no, I can't put an end station on a prison vehicle. Alright, that's fine by me. So, copy this one and go to the line and at least add enable line spacing. So, now go and go. So, every prisoner which is here, which is already 2, so they both were convicted. Seems that we really needed this system. And you can see at the police station, normally you can see the crimes being investigated. I'm going to fast forward a couple of months now to kind of show you what a couple of months does also to our loyalty, which now is already being filled with loyalty. Well, this is still nationwide, I think, but the more people who are investigated by the secret police, the more specific your loyalty level is. So I'm going to fast forward and see you in 2 months, maybe. Just a little update. We have 1,800 people, and this is why I'm keeping going fast forward, because all the people who are working, there are enough places to work here, so that our steel mill is empty. Because we don't have enough people, it's empty. Empty. All the people are working here, so maybe I'm going a little bit more fast forward. We need people, or I'm importing some people. Because setting all this up and we also need our water and sewage, so I think I'm going to import some people. I'll see you in a couple of months. So we're about a month later now, and well, we can see we still have our 2 prisoners. There is well, there was one case here going on, but there's not a lot to do in the Crime and Justice Department. What we do see, if I have these 3 flats, that we can see what the loyalty is in each respective apartment. Well, 51%, it's an average. This is more coincidence. If I pause a little bit and we go, you see on the bottom of the screen, it's 49%, 48, 46, 54. You can see it's kind of that for most people, actually all people I think, we already know what their loyalty is, and the average of this is of all the people living in the flat is the average what's here. So the average loyalty is 51%. So in the last month, what did our actions do loyalty wise? Oh yeah, I need to I'm forgetting to tell you, I imported 300 people because, well, and I also decreased the people working here because there just weren't going any people to the steel mill, and now we have some. So maybe when the next episode will be about water and sewage, maybe I will import some more people. Anyway, what did our actions do loyalty wise? Well, you see it kind of increased and now it's going steady. So we're going to have to look at it longer to see what this does in the long run. And well, maybe I will revisit this after the water and sewage, and we are a little bit more in the future. I can also see what you probably all saw, that it doesn't go up like here. You know, it's kind of like it's but up a bit, and now is it decreasing or is it actually increasing? Well, we could say the average loyalty is 51 and it was 49. So we could kind of say, well, let's put these buildings on 50 and see what this does in the long run. So I think that concludes this episode on crime and justice. What you mostly have learned and what I also said about kneading the dough is this is something that you can see the effect after a year or 1.5 years, so not in a month. And that was a little bit too short. Anyway, I hope you liked this episode. Once all episodes of this series are done, I'm going to do a Q&A and address all your questions. Because I'm obviously forgetting things, or maybe I didn't understand something well. I hope you liked this episode. Thank you very, very much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.